I'm 30. I've been trading since I was 22, so it's been a few years. From a frat guy to a suit and tie to laid off holding a cardboard sign. Now, I sit in my office with my hood up in front of 4 monitors. It was a long road to get here. For most of it, I wasn't a trader. I was a refined gambler who thought they had edge. I followed Discord stock alerts like they were must-hit parlay, but I was red week after week until I hit rock bottom. I lost $20,000 in 1 week. My family, they told me to quit. They told me get a real job and stop embarrassing yourself. But I knew trading was possible. But my entry system was broken. Some days I couldn't contain myself. I jumped in early and got stopped out right before it ran. Other days I waited, entry lined up, the risk was clear. But guess what? That frustration I went through, that's how the Ellie model was born. 4 levels, 1 line. The same system took me from stopping out over and over again and being red week after week to making $2,000 in minutes on a single trade. Profitable traders and broke traders live in the same mind. Let's discover the difference. I'm 30. I have been trading since I was 22 years old. And look, it's been a few years. As I said in the intro, yes, I used to be in a frat. So I used to be a frat guy, drinking beers with the boys, hanging out at the house all day, doing absolutely nothing with my life. So that was year 1 of my journey. Now, step into year 2, I get a nice cushy finance job. I worked for one of the largest consulting firms in the United States, and everyone was like, wow, look at you, you've made it. I wish I had that job. And people were proud of me, right? My family was proud of me. I was on track to make it. But then I took a chance at a large, not even a large startup company, at a medium-sized startup company, and I was laid off within 6 weeks. This is what changed everything for me. I remember I was sitting in a Discord call with a group of my friends and no one knew I was laid off and I was down bad. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had some savings. I had no idea what was next. And this was the biggest blessing because I had 2 choices. Get back and work 80-hour weeks sleeping under a desk. If you work till 4 a.m., they got you a nice hotel room and dry cleaning, or take a chance. Go all in on myself and what I believe in. And that's what I did. Now here's me in my nice office, with coffee, even though I don't drink coffee, with my hood up. That's what I do nowadays. I trade for a few hours every day and then go be unemployed for the rest of the day. Look, I've been doing this a long time, okay? My first 2 years when I started this, remember, when I was in a frat, I had 1 share of Tesla and I used to listen to earnings call. I still have this share of Tesla. My average is 60, so it's doing okay. Year 2, I was in the corporate world. I finally had some money to my name, and I wasn't making any money. Year 3 is when I actually became profitable. It took about 2 years. And what do I mean by profitable? I mean that I ended the year green. What I don't mean is I didn't make all the money back that I lost from my advanced gambling tactics. That took place a couple months later and then into year 4. So I've been doing this a long time, and it's extremely important to realize that everyone's story is unique. This is my story, so I figured I'd share with you so you know my background. But everyone's story is unique. But at the end of the day, what I think is the biggest thing that helped me was right here. I had no chance to fail. There was nothing that could stop me, okay? There was nothing. Even I lost $20,000 and I was unemployed, and I told my family, and they were like, yo, you need to get a job. And I'm like, no, I don't. And that sort of hard-headedness and that willingness to not give up is honestly why I'm still here today. So this is just my journey. I think it's important to share it with you. And hey, maybe you have a similar story to me. Old me. So this is old Ellie. And I wanted to talk about the importance of this so you can really see kind of what is wrong. I lost a lot of money. I think the worst I ever got to was like around 40K in the red. And there's a lot of times I'd run it up from down 40K to up like down 22K on the year. And I'm like, oh, I'm halfway through drawdown, just to run it right back to rock bottom over and over and over again. I mean, it was literally a constant loop. Every time I made 20K, back down to, worse, or back at that 40K sort of floor. And I relied strictly off Discord alerts. I had Discord up 24/7, and that is how I got my information. That is what I relied on. And then I made a Twitter so I could follow people and get notifications. That's the only reason I have an X account, is because I wanted to get more up-to-date notifications because Discord had a delay. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had dreams of being a millionaire. I'm like, yo, 18 months from now, this is easy. This is easy. Okay, I should trade small caps and you make like 16K in a day and you're like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. But you don't know what you're doing. So that 16K in a day slowly becomes a red week. Don't ask me how. At the end of the day, I was just gambling. I was just going all in and just taking stupid risk and had no idea what I was doing. I was relying my confidence solely, and I mean solely, off these Discord alerts. I'm like, oh, well, this guy's hot, so I'm going to follow him. And what wound up happening is I would have big green days, but week after week, I was just red. Whether it was $10 or whether it was $1,000 or more. I was just always red week after week. And I remember I had those big green days, and I'd be like, yeah, I finally made it. Just to end the week red. And it honestly became a little bit ridiculous. And the time I lost $20,000 in a week was my rock bottom. I mean, I literally called my mom. I'm unemployed AF, okay? I'm not even putting fries in the bag at this point. I lost $20,000 in 1 week. And what I realized is I had an emotional awakening. My gambling turned into a problem. At first, it's, I always just put more money in the account. Now I just put more money in the account. I put more money in the account and more money and deposit more and more and more until eventually there's no more left to deposit. And you're sitting down $20K in the hole. I started to realize that my trading was more of a gambling fascination, and it started to turn into a problem. So like any modern day male, I didn't accept that I had a problem and kept on pushing. Family members even told me to quit. I remember I called my mom that day and she's like, yeah, you should just pack it in there, champ, and you go get a job. Everyone told me that. Everyone I talked to said I should quit. Now, none of them are actually traders and don't know what we go through. They're just doing their best to make sure that we're okay. But here's the thing. I knew I had edge. It was in my data. I used to run my numbers every single night. And I would look, I'm like, I have edge. There's edge here. But I had to rewire my brain. It was all a psychology fix. That's all it was. I had edge. I knew what needed to be done, but I had to rewire my brain. And I'm a pretty stubborn person. You could just ask my wife or my ex-wife or any girlfriend from middle school, whatever you name it. Everyone says I'm stubborn, right? That's just the way I am. And I had to rewire my mind because I was so stubborn that I would refuse. Well, I refused to quit one, but I just kept slopping around. But eventually, I gambled away enough money to finally figure out what works. Some people call this market tuition. I call this my refined entry strategy. Blah, blah. Just kidding. No, I just gambled away way too much money, and I told myself something has to change. And I realized is my entries were the problem. The whole entire time, my entries were the problem. Look on the left here. You see SPY. It's above a level, and you're like, yo, if I don't get in right now, and this thing rips higher, like I might as well give up trading. I might as well just give up trading. I couldn't contain my excitement. I'm like, screw it. F it. I know my risk is big, but I have to get in because if I get in, I have the chance of making back my losses from earlier in the day. And this is what destroyed me. Only for me to get in and immediately, you can see these wicks here, the stock pull back and stop me out in the first dip. This is what kept happening over and over and over again. And I felt like I was going insane. But here's the thing. I said to myself, what if the entry was where I stopped out? So I was entering up here, right? But instead of doing that, because the excitement, I'm going to contain it. But now I just buy where I kept stopping out. So I bought down here. My entry was actually where I was getting stopped out. Because think about it. 90% of traders don't make it. 90% of traders are chasing this move. The 10% that do make it are entering here. And this was the game changer for me. And this is what actually founded the entire LE model. This is literally how I did it. It was backwards, okay? Most people, they go on YouTube, and I'm just like, bro, where do I keep getting stopped out? So I took all the times I was stopped out, and I found a few things. If I just entered off of a level or an EMA, or whichever came first, my risk was defined. There was a clear risk level. When I'm buying, let's say this is a candle that's in space, the EMA is down here, it's extended. Price wants to naturally return back to that EMA. But me, I'm too greedy and stubborn because all I do is have dollar signs in my eyes, and I just kept getting stopped out. So those dollar signs didn't really help me there. And this contained my FOMO. I mean, most of you know me, some of you don't, but I'm very excited all the time. I'm always high energy. So FOMO is definitely something I've struggled with, right? But here's the thing. Most stocks, trending stocks, offer multiple entries. So whether it's trending to the downside and you need to pop the short, or to the upside and you need a dip to buy. This is what changed everything for me. It's like, wow, these things are really just giving out entries all day. Why am I chasing the one extended candle just to blast off 40% on my account off of a bad entry? So we're sitting there like, oh, that's me, right? And also the time frame I use is the 10-minute time frame. I find that the lower time frames, I do have a video on a 3-minute that's off the open, and people use the 3-minute all day and they get bagged. Well, it's because it's only off the open. The 1-minute time frame, I mean, it's even worse. The 2 minutes trash. The 5 minutes, like, okay. But for me, my sweet spot is a 10-minute time frame because it forces me to sit there and get a good entry. Versus these allow for a lot more wiggle room and there's a lot more chaos going on. The 10-minute, it's pretty straightforward and clean. And I only care about 4 levels. The previous day high, the pre-market high, these are my bullish levels. And then my bearish levels are the previous day low and the pre-market low. Remember, the LE model is for day trading. I don't care about anything else other than what's happening intraday because I'm day trading 0 days in high volatility environments. This is all I care about. And I only need one EMA, which is the 8 EMA. Remember, if price is above the EMA, so above is bullish. If it's below the EMA, it's bearish. That is all I need. 4 levels and 1 EMA. Because I noticed while looking at all my data, hey, if I just entered off these levels or entered off this EMA, well, I would have a much higher win rate instead of getting bagged for 40% chasing the floating candle. I'm telling you, this is how I did it. This is how I found the LE model through pain and suffering and tens of thousands of dollars. So you're welcome. So here's the thing. My trades went from slop to something better. And this is what I mean by slop. Okay? You enter SPY 0-day calls right here, and then it immediately pulls back and you stop out. So these 2 trades, you're already 1 trade in the day, and let's say you lost $500. Okay, and this is right off the open. You're already red. Where now you think, well, I got to make that money back. So what do? You hammer the long again, only to get stopped out. But this time you sized up. Granted, you lost a smaller percentage on your contracts, but you sized up because you're tilted, and now you're down, let's say, $1,000 on the day. Okay? Nothing's happening. Okay? SPY's not trending. Nothing's going on. You're just pissed off at the market trying to impose your will. And then you're like, okay, well, it didn't work the first 2 times, so it's definitely going to work the 3rd time. So now you smack 100 contracts just to get wicked out for 10%, but you usually trade 10 contracts. So now your account is down $5,000 on the day because of a wick out. And this is slop. Look how ugly these entries are. It's constantly just hammering long, stop out, long, stop out, long, stop out, long, stop out, just over and over and over again. And this is what was destroying me, absolutely destroying my trading, destroying me, my mentality, my mental state, my peace and tranquility is just destroying it because I was trading slop. And here's the thing. Now I can make $1,800 in minutes. This is the same exact day just on QQQ. Look, QQQ, it's slopping around here. It's slopping around. I'm not interested in that. I want the big trend. I want to literally push buttons and sit in a lazy river smoking Cuban cigars and drinking non-alcoholic mojitos because I don't drink. And what happened? Look, I applied the LE model to it. 4 levels. One of those levels is the pre-market low. And you can see, look, it breaks the pre-market low, retest it perfectly, the 8 EMA, whatever comes first. The 8 EMA came before the level. So LE model, did it retest the level? No. So therefore, you're going to enter off an EMA. And I bought puts. And all I did is ride it to the low of the day. Just rode it to the low of the day. That's it. Right there. $1,810. You don't even need that much size on these. These are 0 days. You can take 3 contracts and make a couple $100. And here's the best part. Trending stocks offer multiple entries. What did it do again? It popped up to the 8 EMA, and guess what? It rejected. So what do? You buy puts again, and then it washes out to the lows before it starts to curl over the EMA. That is the strategy. This is what saved me as a trader. 7 years into the game, this is the difference. You may be saying, yo, Ellie, this is so simple. But yeah, it's simple. But when you actually sit down at the screens every morning, can you sit there and honestly say to yourself, this is what I'm going to follow this. This is the entries I'm getting. No, most of you go on mega tilt and just try to impose your will. No, look for those trending assets. You may say, yo, Ellie, didn't it retest the pre-market low right here? Yeah, it did, and then went to the lows and didn't have any continuation and didn't flush out lower. And then 10 a.m., you got a giant news candle in your face. So yeah, you could have shorted here and sold here. But if you held, you got stopped out for break even. This is trend. Look at this trend here. Trend. This is trend. You can clearly see the stock is going down and to the right. This is a quick plop down and then sideways scissors action before it pops to the highs. I don't like to trade that. I want clean, dumb trend. I literally sat here the whole day waiting for something to happen. My scanner, it alerted me, pre-market low break. I just waited for the EMA tap, but I digress. Link it down below if you want to check that out. But that's literally all I did. $1,800 in a matter of minutes. This is what you want your trading to look like. It's look how calm and slow this is. Versus if we go to the other slide, I mean, you're just coming in here and hammering. You don't know what's going on. You're trading off pure emotion. Over here, you're trading off of pure process. And one thing I want to leave you with is profitable traders and unprofitable traders live inside the same mind. I am still the same person as when I was unprofitable. I am the exact same person. I'm a little bit of a degenerate. I'm a little bit unhinged, but that's just me. I'm the same exact person. Now, I may be, more handsome as I get older. I'm just kidding, but that was a tough joke. Okay, but they live inside the same mind. The same person who starts off unprofitable and becomes profitable they're the same person. The only thing that changes is one of them uses emotions. The other individual uses a system. And if you can systemize your trading, the world will open up to you. Before I leave, you can learn my entire system for free. As of recording this, I was really live today, and we shorted ARM for like $8 a share. So every 100 shares you shorted, you made $800. Straight, easy breezy. Have a wonderful afternoon. Please watch this video again. Make sure you subscribe too, and see you on the next one. Peace.